Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Wednesday, March the 1st, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without. All right, set that aside for later. We do have a crude oil inventory report coming up at 10:30 this morning, so I'll exit this session about 10:15 to set up for that. All right, second trade of the morning for crude oil. First trade was a break even, and we actually had the same entry point as we did earlier, although I would push that I'd push that up to 68, get away from to have gotten away from the 200, but in that nonetheless. No use in getting in it right at the moving 200 EMA. Unleaded being interesting this morning. We had this trade that set up 3 seconds before our start time. Obviously an easy get in sync, unless you chose not to get in sync because of this spike down. It touched money management, didn't hit. Actually, it hit the hit target one on the nose. So target one traders getting 39 ticks on target plus a tick. Actually, that probably got more. 57 from 62, so I got 5 ticks. So 44 ticks for target 1 traders. That's a one and done session for you. 10 ticks for target 2 traders. Then you target 2 traders took a full loss on this long. 98 tick loss on a 49 tick risk. So you're down 88. Pick up a short, and the market is open. Get in sync possibility on the long trade. So it bounced off of the stop at 583, and we bounced off of that on the YM. And heading back up to us, nope. Still a get in sync trade. Still valid, but down close to the stop. The Russell picking up a short as well. Actually, short instead of long. 1894.8, and just hit money management. So 95.1 for the stop, major key level. Through target 2, we needed to get target 3 for the winner. We have a stop and reverse on crude at 52. That's a major key level. That would go to 49. That's a tough one to make, but that's where it is. So that's going to be a 5 tick adjustment. But so far, it's keeping us in. And the YM triggered into the long. making an attempt at money management. Looks like we got to 57. Money management's at 59. Yeah, money management's 59. We just got it and target 1. That's a 37 tick target 1, so that will be a one and done session on the YM this morning. Crude still in its long. Pound Aussie also in a long trade. Unfortunately, got in sync this morning with this early long trade, and it ultimately ended up being a full stop out. So this is trade number 2, gone through targets 1 and 2, and is trailing, about to start trailing. It stops currently at break even. YM stop at 638. So 12 plus 12 so far, still surviving. All right, so we're down 88. We picked up 396 to 376, so we picked up 20 ticks times 2, 40. So we're at 48 after the short, and we pick up the long. It did hit target 2, so we pick up 71, and that's going to be a POQ trade. Plus 23, and we go 83 to 14, another 31 ticks on the trailer. So 54 ticks net on unleaded this morning. Soybeans, long trade. And there's an adjustment around the 50 there. And take that to 75, and it still triggers in. Crude hanging in the long trade. Short trade canceled actually, so the stop and reverse did cancel. Money management at 82, target at 84. Alright, break-even trade on the Russell, followed by another break-even on the long side, and a full stop on the short side. So the Russell back and forth this morning. 2 break-evens and a loss. And let's pull up there's the micro NQ. Start time at 4 minutes after, 8:34 exchange time. My timestamps are Eastern, unfortunately, but exchange time is Central. And another short trade on the Russell. Move that entry down to 93.8 because it just touched and moved back up. Crude hitting 76.80. Need to get to 76.82 for money management. And target 1, that'll be a POQ trade. Break even and a target 1. And pushing for target 2. Short trade, if you adjusted the entry, it was avoided. Long trade just set up and hit the entry. $76, actually, I believe we're out of the, yep, we got 94. So targets 1 and 2. That completes the trade for, made a 2-tick entry adjustment, so it's 16 and 26, 42 ticks on that trade, 2 ticks on the prior trade. Nets us 44 ticks. And the Russell, money management, 97.9 for the stop. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Arizona Bob. Soybeans trying to process up through the 200 EMA. And winning trade on the Russell, target 3. $98.4 for the current stop. And MNQ also with a long trade. Yeah, lots of time to get in that, it looks like. $77.98 for the pound Aussie stop currently. Excuse me. And the Russell stopping out. Excuse me. At 98.9. MNQ still long. Unlike yesterday, all 3 indices are in the same kind of area. M2K, Micro Russell, and the Micro NQ are both roughly at session open, and the YM is just slightly above session open. Yesterday morning, one was working at session lows, one was working at session open, and one was working at session highs. Definitely working independently yesterday, but much more correlated today, it looks like. Soybean still working to get through the 50 EMA. It is above, well, it's right at it right now. Going a tick, 1 to 2 ticks above the 200 EMA. Looks like we've got 91 3/4 for the money management and target 1. And the Russell with a short trade now. Trade number 5, 97.9. We got targets 3 and 4 on the long side, plus a trailer just below target 1. Looks like we came through the entry fairly quickly and then went up, so I'm going to take that, just hit the stop. I'm going to take that as an avoidable trade. You'd have been getting in sync with that after it pulled back up, but hit the stop now, so is off the table. And the pound Aussie stopping out. So that ends the session there. Well, no, actually not. That's still going to be playing some catch up, so we'll look for another trade on that. And there is a short. Short on pound Aussie. And the MNQ getting to money management on the long trade. The Russell picking up a long trade that's also gotten to money management. And target 3 on the Russell, so that is the second winner. 2 break-evens, 1 loss, 2 wins. We got the micro NQ at a break even so far, still in its first trade. Soybeans filtering out a stop and reverse in hybrid mode. And the Russell targets 3 and 4, trailing at 029. Oh 034 for the Russell stop. 35 3/4 for the MNQ break-even stop. Looking for 64 flat for the target 2. On the MNQ. Oh 043 for the Russell stop. And MNQ targets 2 and 3. 073 for the Russell stop, turning into a nice trade there. Russell setting new session highs. MNQ stop at 59.5. All right, and the MNQ stopping out at 59.5. The Russell stopping out at 078. And soybeans still in the long trade. Pound Aussie in the short trades. Short on the MNQ, 50.5, not triggered yet. The Russell no trade on the crossover to short because the setup would have been above the, I believe that's, yeah, above the 22 EMA is the filter there. MNQ triggering short. Oh, this doesn't look good. Yep, MNQ just stopped out. So that's going to be, you're still going to be positive on those two trades, but not by a lot. All right, soybeans taking some heat, but still long. The Russell and the MNQ are flat, and the Pound Aussie is short, pushing down toward money management on the Pound Aussie. Money management at Oh, that's right. So we got 14 and 22 there. That's 36. At 92 to 98. So that's another 12, 48. We're down 155, so that's down 107 now. This trade looking for 21 ticks at target 1, 33 at target 2. All right. The short trade did stop out on the MNQ. New short trade on the Russell just triggered. 049. The long trade on the Russell did not trigger. This is trade number 6 on the Russell for the day. So this will end the session. And the pound Aussie with a quick pop lower and then back up. So we got 21 on the target, and if you moved your stop quickly enough All right, pound Aussie now in a long trade, and the MNQ with a full loss. So that was a loss. This is another loss. So that's three. There are actually three losses there. So the MNQ is done, and the Russell was a full loss on. Yeah, it was a loss on the short as well to end that session. Soybeans and the pound Aussie, all that's left this morning, and just a half hour in. So we were at 107, picked up 21, that puts us at 86, and we go 93 to 83 for four positions, so that's actually another 40 ticks. Or 40 pips. 10 ticks times 10 pips times 4 positions. So 61 net on that puts us down to 46 down. And soybeans not doing much, but looks like it's drifting downward right now. Pound Aussie getting close to money management. Very close. Alright, and a stop and reverse on soybeans, 1484 even. But as of yet, still in the long trade. MNQ at session lows. Russell back down from session high all the way back down to entry or session open, and the YM also at session open. That's a 4.25 tick risk even at the stop and reverse. Yeah, it was a 5-point risk on that long trade, and that we're still in, even though the calculator is now tracking the short. Everybody's being quiet this morning. All right, we'll have to hang on about another 6 or 7 minutes to see what's going on with the pound Aussie and soybeans before we have to transition over to getting ready for the crude oil inventory report. Long in pound Aussie, long on soybeans. Soybeans has been long since just moments after market open. Pound Aussie back at the entry level, pulling back from that a bit. right, just kind of watching paint right now. Still long on soybeans. Looks like it's hit the unadjusted entry twice already. Touched it at 84.50. But we're still in the long with our stop and reverse adjustment down to 14.84 flat. I'll let other people answer that, Brett. I certainly have. And for the most part, most of the sessions that I go through in the mornings, they'll be, you're going to get losing sessions out of particular markets. And I certainly don't advocate trying to trade all 6 or 8 markets that I'm looking at in the trade room here. I wouldn't try to trade more than 2 at a time. And just beginning just 1 at a time, because you just can't keep that kind of focus on it, many markets for getting in and out. But for this morning, we've had, let's see, crude was positive, YM was positive. The MNQ was probably a loss this morning. The Russell was positive. Pound Aussie is still in process, but it's trailing. It's underwater at the moment this morning, but overall, you'll find more winning sessions and losing sessions on each of the individual markets. If you're just starting, I recommend starting with a single market and learn the strategy, get used to trading it before you even try to think about a second market. Probably one of the best starting market to me would either be the YM or crude. So the Dow E-mini, which is the YM, or crude either in the full or micro contracts. Oh, certainly, but yeah. You can trade in sim mode in both the major platforms, TradeStation and NinjaTrader. But you're still going to be have purchased the strategy at that point. But yes, you can practice, but I wouldn't do a whole lot of just practice trading other than to learn to execute well. You can go ahead and do your back testing, will get you better information than trying to just practice trade. Because one of the things that doing the back testing does is get you familiar with what happens in the market. There are going to be losing sessions, winning sessions, losing trades and winning trades. And you aren't going to get rid of all the winning trade or losing trades or losing sessions. But the whole idea is to trade with a statistical advantage, with a system that gives you more winning sessions. And what we target in building our trade plans is try to, and we advocate building your own trade plan. Try to build it with a 75 to 80% session win rate, so that you're winning 3 to 4 times as many trade sessions as are losing. And that's going to build your equity over time. And just stay consistent. When I refer to POQ as power of quitting, that's essentially our rules for getting out of the market. Don't overtrade and give back what you win. For most of these trade plans, our power of quitting rules is 1 primary target win or 2 money management wins, break-evens or wins, and a positive outcome for the session. And so crude hit that this morning on two trades. The YM on a single, was one and done this morning. That's why I'm here, Brett, is to answer some of those basic questions. That's exactly why the trade room is here. I typically don't. These are range bars. The crude is an 8 tick range bar or 8 cent momentum bar, actually. Depending on your trade station, it's a momentum bar, 8 cent momentum bar. Ninja Trader, which I'm running, is an 8 tick range bar. The YM, I'm running a 14 tick range bar, which would be a 14 point. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't Brett. Yeah, I'm running Ninja, so the YM, the charts I'm showing are a 14 tick range for the YM and an 8 tick range for crude. The Renko charts that I'm showing, the micro Russell and the micro NQ, are both on the catapult strategy. The micro Russell, I'm using a 15 tick brick with a 5 tick offset. So a 5, 10, 25 Unirenko setup. And on the MNQ, I'm using a 48 tick brick with a 12 tick offset, which is that's a 12 point brick with a 3 point offset. 1236.84. And both of those, as I say, both of those you can catapult. On what I'm showing for the YM and crude is Troy's Spotlight Power Trader strategy, and on soybeans in the lower right, I'm running Counterpunch with a 5 tick range bar, which is a 1 1/4 point momentum bar on TradeStation. Pound Aussie is also running on Spotlight with an 80 tick or 8 pip range bar. I think all of the trade plans that I'm running, except possibly the M&Q on here, are all on the particular owner sites for the strategies. All right. Oh, I'll let the time catch up on me. I'm going to have to close it down and set up for the crude oil inventory report. So we will see y'all in about 5 minutes. I'll be right back.